after exploding for 25 points back in game number 4. Etong si Jeff Chan takes to the floor of the Mall of Asia Arena once again, looking for this pivotal win para makaangat na ang kanyang koponan 3-2 in this race to 4. The Alaska Aces will be with the Beast Calvin Abueva, who escaped suspension after what went down late in that game number 4 as they look to bounce back para nga maging one win away from a return trip to the finals of the Philippine Cup. This is the turning point of this best of 7. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Magumar John, ang inyong lingkod, kinagagalak na mga kasama for this Game 5, one of the 25 greatest to ever play the game of basketball, Coach Ronnie Magsano.
And definitely the winner here will have a huge advantage simply because the winner here moves itself only a win away from setting up a date with the San Miguel Beermen in the finals.
At ang gusto maulit dito ng Rain or Shine, Coach Ronnie, magpaulan na naman ang tres katulad nung nangyari nung game number 4. One of the main weapons of the Elasto Painters through this run of the last 2.5-3 seasons ay nanumbalik nung game number 4.
Well, no doubt. It's been a good barometer of their offense when you talk about the three-point shooting accuracy for the Elasto Painters. In games that they have won, they have averaged over 10 3-point conversions, but in games they have lost, shot down to only 5. And the best person to typify that explosive performance from the long court, it has to be Jeff Chan.
Siyempre naman, itong Negro Sniper, talaga namang napakaganda ng pagkakalinis ng kanya mga bariles. He went 5 for 10 from deep, a season-best 25-point performance.
Totoo yan, he only had a total of 30 points in the first 3 games combined. But in game number 4, he had 11 points in the very first quarter. Total 9 in the fourth quarter. Eventually, he accounted for 25 points. He was active, he was aggressive, he was looking for his shots early. It was the most number of shots for Jeff Chan, and as a result, he converted well. His teammates were looking for him. He built his confidence and he helped out the Elasto Painters tie the series at 2 games apiece.
Sa kabilang dako naman, ang pinag-uusapan ng lahat, Coach Ronnie, over the last couple of days, etong si Calvin Abueva.
Pagkatapos ng Noche Buena.
Siyempre, late in that Christmas Day game pa ba naman? Namigay ng regalo etong si Calvin.
It was around the minute and 59 mark of the fourth. They were only down by 3. And then suddenly, a loss of focus. Suddenly, a mental lapse on the part of the Beast. Good thing para dito kay Calvin, walang suspension na nangyari. But still, I believe that that move cost them that game number 4. After that infraction that he incurred, at itong komento ni Coach Sheng, ang nangyari doon sa Rain or Shine, meron silang 4-point run, lamang ng 3, naging 7, at Alaska hindi na nakabawi. Sabi ni Coach Sheng, ang galaw ni Calvin. Sabi naman ni Coach Alex, he still believes that Calvin will be a main gunner in today's game and that he has been outstanding for Alaska all season long, and he will not question the ability of the Beast to bounce back and once again create an impact for the Alaska Aces.
Isa pa sa tinuturong naging downfall or isa sa mga factor para dito sa Alaska to melt down late in that game ay yung pagkawala naman ni Sanitos. Napakaganda ng kanyang laro, Coach Ronnie, pero late in that game, naubos siya due to fouls.
6 points in the first quarter, 19 in the second quarter. Also total 12 rebounds. Unfortunately, in the last 4 minutes of that game number 4, naubos si Sanitos because of 6 personal fouls. For him to be able to help out the cause of the Alaska Aces, he has to stay inside the court. The front line has been a main artillery for Coach Alex Compton all series long.
Game number 1, nag-16 points, 9 rebounds yan si Sanitos.
Galing.
Netong ang game
Best
number 4.
player yun.
Best player siya. Nung game number 4, siya na naman ang nagpasabog. Tignan natin kung mauulit pa niya dito sa Game 5 ang kanyang mga napakagandang pinapakita so far in this semifinals.
PBA Philippine Cup Semifinals. This is Game 5 between the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters and the Alaska Aces. This series is tied at 2 games apiece. Let's meet the starters. First, for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. At guard number 11, T.Y. Tang. At the other guard, number 3, Paul Lee. At forward, number 6, Jaire Ibanez. At the other forward, number 57, Raymond Almazan. And at center, number 30, Bo Belga. Head coach for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters is Yen Giao. And now the starters for the Alaska Aces. At guard number 42, J.B. Casio. At the other guard, number 3, Cyrus Baguio. At forward number 35, Tony De La Cruz. At the other forward, number 24, Vic Manuel. And at center, number 7, Sonny Thos. Head coach for the Alaska Aces is Alex Compton.
So yan nga po ang mga magpapasimula para sa magkabilang kupunan in this turning point of a game. Game 5 nga po, simula na ng virtual best of 3 at ang pinakamalaking bagay dito, Coach Ronnie, yung mananalo dito, will have 1 week
Tama.
to try and prepare to close
Tama.
this out dahil ang game number 6 po, pagkatapos pa po ng New Year's break ng PBA which will be on January 4.
Kaya kung matatalo ka, iintayin mo talaga. Itatawid mo sa bisperas ng bagong taon. Itatawid mo sa putukan ng bagong taon. Although, ang kabutihan naman doon, maski ikaw ay hindi makakalusot, meron kang oras na maghanda at magprepara ng mahaba-haba.
As the rain or shine, the last two painters draw first blood. T.Y. Tang getting a layup off that tap. Napakabilis na puntos niyan para dito sa Ross.
Rain or Shine was behind 38 minutes of the way in game number 4. Good for them that in the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, nakapulusok sila, naagaw ang kalamangan at natuloy-tuloy hanggang sa dulo.
Look at that defense by the Elasto Painters, getting them their 4th point of the game. T.Y. Tang, Jaire Ibanez, hindi usual suspects ang nagsisimula ng malakas para sa Ross.
But that is the way Coach Sheng Yao really coaches. Unconventional starters, hindi mo mapepredict kung sino magsisimula, but he always brings out the best in his roster.
Manuel na traffic do sa loob na muwersa ng Mintis. Belga rebound, pinukul kagad kay Ibanez yung bola. Later on during this game, we will be joined once again by Mr. Perry Martinez. Andito rin syempre naman si Miss Sel Guevara patrolling the sidelines. Para nga po, wala tayong mamiss na kahit na anong piece of action as Cyrus Baguio glides in the air to finally get the aces on the board.
Very important for Cyrus Baguio to really heat up. He was only contained to 6 points in the past game. Dahilan kung bakit yung perimeter scoring ng Alaska ay nagkulang ng gusto.
Kaya nga po yung averages ni Cyrus Baguio bumagsak na sa only 9.5 points per outing.
Mababayan talaga para kay Cyrus Baguio.
Lee on the attack. Belga over to Jaire. Ibanez looking to go inside. Tapigan ng bola. Manuel! Naputo! Na-shoot to sa kabila.
Answered prayer for the last two painters and they will take that.
Kanino kinready, Troy? Kay Almasan dahil siya yung pinakamalapit na mama dyan. 6-2. It is rain or shine by 4. Casio from the corner, lights it up from deep.
Talked about the lack of perimeter scoring for the Aces. Cyrus Baguio only good for 6 points. JV, yes, he scored 10 in game number 4, but I really feel that he has to look more for his shots. He has to be a better floor spacer, and he has to make the defense of the Alaska Painters, yes, improvement pa siya sa kanyang mga big men, o siya ba talaga ang titikada mula sa labas.
Belga was trying to drop it off papunta kay Almazan dun sa loob. Sabi ni Raymond, tuira mo na raw yan, Kuya Bo. Bola mananatili naman dito sa Ross. Lee has been selective with his shots back, back in game number 4. First 3 games, Coach Ronnie, Paul Lee was averaging 12.3 attempts per contest. Game 4, 6 na attempt lang ang kanyang kinuha doon.
Binusog nila ng gusto si Jeff John talaga. Although ang kagandahan naman dun sa game 4 talaga there were 7 players who hit 1 3-point shot or better for them. In the first 3 games, tumama sila ng 5, tumama sila ng 9, tumama ng 5, pero laging 3 players lamang ang nakaka-basket from the 3. In game 4, 7 ang tumama, kaya talagang nahirapan ng gusto sa closeouts at rotation yung depensa ng Alaska.
Paul Lee fouled by Casio sa pagkakataon na yun. He felt he had the advantage, wanted to back him up all the way inside.
And to be exact, Paul Lee played 27 minutes, scored 8 points. Sabi mo nga, 6 na tira lamang from the field. 1 of 4 from the 3, 1 of 2 from the 2-point area. Kaya ngayon,
Nararamdaman na niya yung depensa ng Alaska. Back in game 1, 14 attempts. Game 2, 13 attempts. Game 3, 10 na lang bago niya ibinaba sa 6. Ang sabi nga niya sa atin, binabanggit niya ng ating nakakwentuhan. He wants to get everybody else involved para magkaroon siya ng mas magandang mga looks.
totoo yan, pahuhulain mo yung depensa. He had a total of 4 assists, although he had 4 turnovers, but that had 2 steals in game 4.
Sonny Thos hitting from the perimeter once again. That has been deadly, Coach Ronnie, in this series.
Well, the front line has really been exceptional for the Alaska Aces. You have guys such as Calvin Obreva, of course, Vic Manuel, of course, itong si Sonny Thos, and Major Payne, Eric Neng, who's had a renaissance of a career. And he
Lalo
landed here with Alaska.
Lalo na yung first 3 games, Coach
Oo
Ronnie,
naman.
as Belga hits from the baseline. Aba, naging leading scorer of the team pa itong si Eric Menk. Before that, pwede mo na sabing subpar na yung naging game for niya, yung performance niya dahil hindi ganun kabigat yung scoring.
Eh, naubos kasi ni Sunny yung oras dahil sa ganda ng pinakita ni Sunny Tos. Yan yung rotation talaga ni Coach Alex. Manuel Abueva, Manuel Tos, or Eric Menk and Calvin Abueva combined.
Manuel misses, Almazan for the board. 10-7 is the score. Tatlong abante ng Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Lee with that crossover and spectacular finish para sa angas ng tondo.
It has to be no cheer offense for the Aces. Mr. Made. The Painters are pushing that basketball and this creates scoring opportunities for them. Polly, one of the best in finishing that basket in the open court.
Panik na sa 5 ang kailangan habulin dito ng Alaska Aces. Manuel spinning, a pass back out. Cash shot for 3. Ubra, Tony De La Cruz and Jairo Ibanez battling for it, and Tony crashes into the first row. Muntik ang pasagasaan itong si Atayde.
Every possession is important. Hindi lamang para kung Aaron, kundi para sa Alaska at sa Painters. Sabi ni Aaron, my bad. And sabi ko, ikaw kasi diyan ka nakaupo.
Yeah. As we take another look at that thunder drive kanina ni Paulie at the time we hold on, empower your business. Paulie once again, very aggressive early on.
He is potent not only from the 3 but even when he attacks the basket. Alam niya meron siyang size advantage and heft advantage laban kay JD Casio.
Oh, Jaire takes that one away. Almazan to Lee. Tumatakbo sila ni Tang. Dalawa na rin ang kalaban. Lee for 3. No good. Sunny for the rebound. Ito naman si Aaron, hindi sinalo si De La Cruz. Pag nasaktan si Tony, paano na? Mamaya baka may replay si Direk nung pag-iwas ni Aaron Atayde. 14-7, Rain or Shine doubling up against the Alaska Aces. Baguio against Ibanez, sinalubong pa ni Bo. Who's gonna, that foul whistled on? Looks like it's against Belga.
You can go on and on about the technical sides of the series, X and O's even. But you have to consider the team that kept its composure in the last 2 games. Yun na nakalusot. Itong Rain or Shine, napikon dun sa Game 3 sa tawag ng mga referees. Talo sila. Dun sa Game 4, Calvin Abueva nawalan ng focus, nainis, biglang pumitik. Eventually, nawala siya sa laro.
And with 6:48 remaining in this opening quarter, timeout muna tayo. Sa aming pagbabalik, atin ang makakakwentuhan si Miss Cel Guevara.
This is Game 5 of the PBA Semifinals between the Alaska Aces and the Rain or Shine Alaska Painters. At ang Rain or Shine nga mas pinaghandaan daw nila ang kanilang 3-point shooting dahil naniniwala daw sila na ito ang magpapapanalo sa kanila. Kaya naman tumagal din sila sa ensayo kahapon. And to have an edge here in the semifinals, mas stricto ngayon si Coach Yeng Giao. Mula nung Game 4, may multa daw ng 100 pesos ang bawat missed rebound at extra multa sa iba pang mga errors. At sa taas naman na respeto ni Coach Alex Compton, kahit maganda daw ang nilalaro nila, may posibilidad pa rin manalo ang Rain or Shine, and to get a win, they have to step up in terms of offense. At hindi man magpapatalo sa pisikalan ng Aces, itong si Calvin Abueva din ay mag-iingat na raw. Now let's go to Magoo and Coach Ronnie.
Thank you, Cel. Ang pinaka-importanting tanong doon,
Ano?
saan mapupunta yung multa?
Ang value meal.
Ay, meron ako suggestion, Coach Ron.
Ano?
May tinatayo akong foundation matagal na. Wala nga lang sumasanib sa akin.
M-squared foundation.
Pulsang walang laman. Di ba? Pwede.
Parang mabigat yan.
Sa akin na lang. I-donate sa atin.
Parang mabigat dalhin yan.
Raymond Almazan at the line for 2 shots.
Anong acronym nun? Bulsang walang?
BWL. Pwede ba? Bulsang walang laman. Picture ko, walang laman ng bulsa palagi.
Pero nakangiti dapat.
Kasi
alam ko na.
masaya pa rin.
BWL, may kasama pang foul.
Patay. Catchy, ah. 15-7. Matapos nung mintis na yon, it is Rain or Shine up by 8. De La Cruz didn't want to pull the trigger. Both teams sticking to their starting units so far. Ito parehong coach, Coach Ronnie, magbilis magbalasa ng mga tao as Manuel gets away from the baseline.
In a long series, eventually coaches will find out what the right matchups are. Sa una, makakasikreto ka pa, makakagulang ka. Eventually, it will turn into a defensive matchup. After that conversion earlier coming from Manuel for his first 2 points, ang bilis bumalik ng Rain or Shine. Ang bilis nilang umatake. Kailangan bumaba agad ng Alaska sa kanilang transition defense.
EY Tang delivers doon sa kabilang dulo. Toss against 2 defenders. Baguio swinging into the open. Casio, huli pa rin ni Almazan. He has the team best. He is team best in terms of shot blocks per outing, close to 2 per game.
He typifies a human eraser. Long, quick, excellent timing.
Alaska's got to go quick. Shot clock is winding down. Baguio with a looper over Almazan.
Fall-away looper coming from Baguio. Almazan once again is running down together with T.Y. Tang and Jari Ibanez.
Ang bilis lang talaga bumaba dito.
Bilis talaga. Yan na naman. Atake na naman sila.
Almazan kisses him off the glass. Wala nang magagawa doon si Dabos.
They were about 60% from the field early on. And let's see if Alaska's defense will have more teeth rather in the next few minutes. Definitely, this is a very high-scoring first quarter, not to the liking of Coach Alex.
De La Cruz over to Thoss. Found an opening but misses from that baseline. Rebound, Lee.
Ayaw magmulta.
Bawal yung miss-rebound din, ha?
Mag-value min ulit yan.
Lee over to Tang. Puts up a 3. No go para kay T.Y. De La Cruz gets it over to Casio.
It's all about pace, and pace for the Painters. Alaska naman, disiplina ang kanilang talagang sinasandalan.
De La Cruz gets it to Manuel. The muscle man, di sila nagkaintindihan ni Cyrus Baguio.
Has to face the basket at least. Of course, Almazan close out on him.
At nagiging problema yan, ano? All semifinals long, mahigit 20 turnover per game ang nakakomit ng Alaska.
At nakita natin ito dun sa game 2 na kung saan bumuelta nung gusto yung Rain or Shine, forcing Alaska to commit a season-high 25 turnovers. That cannot happen again for the Alaska Aces if they want to stay close and if they want to win Game 5 over the Painters.
Tang on the move, trying to zigzag his way all the into the paint.
Iba talaga yung nagagawa ng isang panalo. These two teams have not lost in a row here in the series. Ayaw ng Alaska na silang unang mabiktima. Kita mo sa T.Y. Tang, buong-buo yung loob na pumenetrate. And now, there's one of the best players of the Painters together with him in the backcourt. Yan ay si Jonathan Uyluan.
Tang tumanggap galing kay Jonathan. In the lane, kicks it over. Almazan from the baseline. Diubra. Baguio trying to locate Abueva on the run. Play broken up by Uyluan.
And sometimes it's the little things that really count. Especially when you add them up, add all of them up together. Dahil pagdating sa dulo, lumalaki yung ganyang klaseng mga active hands, disrupting the transition offense. Eric Mike also joining the fray for the Alaska Aces.
Jair Ibanez caught reaching in, trying to fight through that pick from Major Payne. Don Ontiveros, pinasok na ni Coach Alex Compton. Papalitan muna si Baguio.
Remember that in our other draw, pasok na ang San Miguel Beermen.
Hindi nakapasok si Jeff Chat. Akala niya kasali na siya. Sabay takbo ulit siya
Ang
sa
bilis ng
sideline.
inbound eh.
Oh, pinapagalitan pa si Noel Zarate, ang ating Coliseum announcer niya. Ba't di mo ako sinali, tol? Belga puts up a long one. Diubra. Big Bo Belga, 2 of 13 from that three-point line in this series so far. De La Cruz, beating Menk at the post. He looks to attack one half of extra ice. They go to Azul. De La Cruz from the baseline. Lista mo na.
Has to take that. Will be a bonus if he takes that. The 3 spot has to be more productive para dito sa Alaska. Ontiveros playing the 3 in game number 4. Only 1 of 6 from the field.
Jonathan Uyluan from deep. Lights it up for 3. Panik na siya mga bantay ng Rain or Shine.
It's all about confidence for Jonathan Uyluan. It's all about keeping the faith, nailing the first 3-point conversion for the Painters here in the first quarter.
Uyluan comes up with a steal. He didn't shoot well. Pwede na sabihin back in game number 4.
Pero ang dami ang nagawa.
Pero matapos siyang tamaan ni Abueva, lahat ng iba talagang nag-change yung complexion ng game. Yung hustle niya ang
Correct.
naging bida as we head into this timeout. Isa pa sa mga naging bida back in game number 4 na hindi pa ginagamit ngayon game number 5, etong si Gabe Norwood, yung mga clutch hits niya. Coach Ronnie, especially late in that game, talagang critical hits yung kanyang pinakita.
He had 7 big points in the fourth quarter. And as a result, the last 2 Painters were able to come back in that final quarter. However, Jeff Chan sa kanyang unang paghawak ng bola, natapilok as he crossed that mid-court line. Kung kaya tumawag muna siya ng isang 30-second timeout para dito sa Elasto Painters.
That is bad news para dito sa Rain or Shine Elasto Painters just when Jeff
Oo
Chan
naman, oo naman.
has rediscovered his form.
At tandaan natin, kababalik lamang ni Christine sa active duty. Wala pa itong si... ayan, no?
Paan ni Azul yung
Pumitik
kanyang
oh.
natapakan.
Itong si Jericho ay hindi pa nakakalaro para sa kanila.
Actually, naka-walking boot yung si Jericho
Oo.
Cruz, yung kanilang rookie, pagpasok dito sa MOA Arena. No? Ryan Aranya ang pinasok ni Coach Yang Giao. Makakasama si Jerby Cruz, Jonathan Iloan, JR Quinyahan, and Jaire Ibanez. Jerby from the outside. Tiubra, rebound battle na kanino. Ontiveros ang nanaigtong.
Nagkamali ako kanina, Mabu. Total of 5 points lamang pala sa small forward spot ng Alaska. Ontiveros is only 1 of 10 in Game 4 dito sa serie na ito.
Menk on the attack. Gets it to Abueva. The one-hander gets the bounce. He troops to the line for a bonus shot.
That is not an easy shot to make. And that is the first 2 points of Calvin Abueva since he was ejected because of an F2 fall. Magu, yun ang kanyang unang infraction after 1 solitary technical foul, all conference law. So considering that, behave pa si The Beast dito sa conference na ito.
Kaya
Dito sa Philippine
kamulat-mulat
Cup.
sa nangyari. Bigla niyang binigyan. Ito si Jonathan Uiloan. Speaking of Uiloan, nandiyan ka na pala, Calvin, ha? I-score rin niya yung 5th point of the game niya.
Biggest lead of the game para dito sa koponan ng Elasto Painters. Exploding for 24 points, their best scoring output since the second game.
Azul from the outside, Mintis, Uiloan with that rebound. Nabitawan niya lang as we send it over to Salgivana.
It's very unfortunate that Jeff Chan will be out for a few minutes because of a right ankle sprain. At sabi ng kanilang PT na si JD, i-assess muna if Jeff Chan will have to be taped ang kanyang right foot bago siya bumalik ng laro. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you, Miss Sel. Abueva. Located Menk dun sa ilalim pero yung active hands ng Rain or Shine forces that turnover.
Once again, I'd like to reiterate that this is the best scoring first quarter of the Painters all series long. And let's see if this will continue and if they can sustain this all the way versus the toughness or tough defense of the Aces. Mabigat ito, limang turnovers para sa Alaska Aces.
Jerby couldn't handle that pass from Aranya. Bola mababalik sa Alaska.
Coach Yang totally unhappy with that last turnover coming from Ryan Aranya.
Abueva surveys the floor, looking to attack Cruz. Abueva handoff to Ontiveros. Dondon rifles it home.
That's a welcome development for Ontiveros. First three in the game for Dondon.
Lalo na kasi dito sa semifinals,
Baba, no?
Dondon has been shooting less than 14% from that three-point line.
That's really low for the Cebuano hot shot.
Uiloan over to Cruz. Tinawag itong si Gabe. Norwood to Quinyahan. Step back jumper. JR delivers.
The big man with the catch and shoot weapon, definitely hard to guard. And I thought that JR Quinyahan's being active in the fourth quarter of that game number 4 was key to the success run ng Elasto Painters.
Azul couldn't send it home, but Menk is there. Blocked by Quinyahan. Uiloan though dribbles it on that baseline.
Alam ko meron 100 pesos na multa si JR Quinyahan for giving up that offensive rebound. But once again, itong si was that Uiloan fighting for that possession? Once again, the
Pero
hustle
si
play.
Coach Yang,
Hingi siya ng foul. Pero may contact dyan. Tingnan natin na. Mababagsakan niya Abueva itong si Uiloan. Dahilan kung bakit pupunta sa labas itong si Uiloan.
nawala ng possession dun, ano? Ito
Correct.
si Uiloan. Action will continue. Coach Yang has been warned. Ontiveros puts it on the deck. Forced to give it back out.
Turnover.
Violation niya.
Turnover number 6 for the Alaska Aces versus only a single turnover para dito sa Painters.
Mukhang inadvertent whistle yan at mangyayari dito. Dahil natapik naman daw ng isa sa mga
Okay.
naka-asul. Yung mga Coach Lance. Yun, tumaan niya sa kamay ni Jeff Chan, who is back on the floor.
Nakita mo eh. Nag-iba yung angulo ng bola.
Oh, pero shot clock was reset to 14. It was already at 10. Paubos na rin ang ating first quarter. Abueva turns it over. Uiloan on the move. They can hold for the last possible attempt of quarter number 1. Quinyahan from top of the key. Sends that one home.
Oh!
And another turnover. Norwood Hail Mary Diubra, but still, this is a 29-point first quarter para sa Rain or Shine.
Blistering start for the Elasco Painters. Toughness of defense, forcing one turnover after the other. 11-point margin heading to the second quarter.
Laking bagay din nun para kay Kinyahan. Only second three-pointer of the semifinals. Patuloy ang Game 5 mula dito sa loob ng Mall of Asia Arena kung saan napansin natin noong nakaraan. Noong Pasko, nag-welcome back si Chris Chu para sa Rain or Shine at yung kanyang pagtitimon. Yung 10 points na yan in only 12 minutes of action.
And he was instrumental in the third quarter of comeback of the last two Painters. One of three-point baskets that they converted came from Chris Chu. Hindi lamang yung contribution niya from the three ang importante. Pagtitimon, live body dahil ang babaw na nga ng rotation, yung substitution pattern ng last two Painters because prior to his re-entry in the lineup, tatlo sila, Jericho, Cruz, itong si Teng at siya ay wala sa lineup ng Rain or Shine. Ngayon, may dagdag sa backcourt rotation ng Rain or Shine.
Pero more importantly, unfolding right before our eyes here in game number 5, Coach Ronnie, you mentioned it, Rain or Shine is coming off their best first quarter of this round.
And of course, they feel more confident because of that steal of a win in Game 4. And I thought that Alaska, which led for 38 minutes, was on course. But eventually, Rain or Shine in the third just were able to launch consecutive three-point baskets. One by Jeff Chan, another by Kinyahan, another by Chris Chu. And eventually, they caught up with a lot of time left in the fourth.
So far, sa nakikita natin, Coach Ronnie, has Rain or Shine finally figured out that defense of Alaska?
Well, I don't think so. Not yet. Remember that when you make the adjustments, the opponent will always make the counter adjustment. I feel that right now the Alaska Aces are a little shaky when you talk about their confidence level. But they have to go back to their defense to be able to keep the score close. Because right now, ang nakikita ko hindi yung team defense. Yung individual defense sila ang nakukulangan. 8 straight points for Jer Kinyahan dating back to the first quarter.
Coach Ronnie, first 4 games, Kinyahan 1 of 15
Tama.
from the 3-point line. 2 for 2 so far sa kanyang unang takbo dito sa Game 5.
Dala na nga ito sa ganda nung kanyang ipinakita doon sa Game 4 na kung saan key plays ang kanyang ginawa. Key baskets, key plays, attacking the closeouts, getting the rebounds, and eventually helping Rain or Shine win that Game 4 versus Alaska.
Abueva continues to struggle from that 3-point line. Kasama niya sa section na Banchero, Ontiveros, Hazul, and Meg. Binabantayan ngayon sina Chan, Kinyahan, Cruz, Norwood, and Uylo on Kinyahan with 10 unanswered.
How can the slot man read his way inside if the individual defense is at a high for Alaska? That is simply unforgivable when you talk about the team defense and individual defense para dito sa Aces. Imagine giving up 34 points with this much time left in the second quarter. 71% shooting clip para sa Rain or Shine.
Matamis na 16 na ang abante rito ng Elasto Painters. Kinyahan na naman. This time he passes it out to Norwood and he lights it up from deep. Look at that Rain or Shine bench explode in celebration.
Coach Alex eggs on the rest of the Aces, telling them to push that the basketball, execute, and try to score on the return play. But what about the Elastic Painters? Over 70% from the clip. Ang problema rito, halos 8 na ang scorers para dito sa Elasto Painters.
Eric Meg with a getaway sa kabilang dulo to cut this deficit to 17. Yung 19 points na yun, natinayin nila yung largest lead of the series, which Rain or Shine themselves got in Game 2.
And that basket by Major Payne, that's an 8-0 run to open up things here in the second para dito sa Painters.
Banchero on the move, all the way down the middle. That's back-to-back hits para sa Alaska.
This is a nice 4-0 counter run by the Aces. Alaska trying to make sure that they keep this game within reach. May mga larong Rain or Shine na pag tumodo, minsan tume-30 ang lamang sa first half pa lang. Mahirap pag nangyari yun laban sa Alaska.
Not that time around para dito kay J.R. Kinyan. Banchero pushing it once again. Gets it over to Abueva. He gets the basket. Upting niya pang foul.
Kanina nga, umakyat na ito sa 19. Ngayon, bumaba na ito sa 13.
As we take another look at this Smart Bro fast break at insenyo ng Smart Bro, tomorrow's internet.
Coach Alex Gondel showing confidence, not calling any timeout after they were down by 19. He just wanted his players to auto-correct. Ika nga, kung may iPhone ka. And eventually, they self-corrected. 2 points coming from Major Payne. Another 2 coming from that lane by Banchero. And this will be the third straight layup para dito sa Alaska. Rain or Shine needs to sprint down. We do not win in the first half. We have to keep on playing hard, defend, and put pressure on the Alaska Aces.
Abueva, though, who shoots 60% from that free throw line, misses on the bonus. Pero Rainer siya, naghahanap ng paraang basagin yung 6-0 run ng Alaska. Uyluan on the move. Gets it over to Cruz. Belga puts up a three. Wide left. Hazul para sa board. RJ, the Banchero. The rookie. Hesitation move. Pinagpag lang si Chan. Humihingi ng offensive foul. Ito si Jeff. Tinawagan ng reach-in foul si Dondon Ontiveros.
It's good defense for Jeff Chan. He's allowing Alaska from scoring for the 4th straight time.
Ito yung kaninang atake ni Banchero and Abueva. Smart Pro fast break na naman. Hatid sa atin ng Smart Pro tomorrow's internet. 37-24. Rainer Shine looking to keep Alaska at bay. Aga pa naman sa ating second quarter of action. Belga kontra dito kay Abueva. Kicks it over. Norwood locates Chan. Back to Norwood. Shot clock is at 3. Somebody's got to go. Cruz from the elbow. Couldn't send it home. Azul on the catch. Jervy closes out on RJ. Pupunta sila dito kay Manuel. The muscle man locates Banchero. Attacking the defense of Norwood. Napayungan siya doon.
Oo naman. Blackout it.
Gabe to Iloan. Di Ubrayon.
This will be 6 empty possessions para dito sa Rainer Shine, and that will be the trigger for Coach Sheng to send back in itong si Lethal Weapon. Siyang nagsimula ng unang bulusok para sa Rainer Shine.
Azul on the attack. He's got Belga with him. Uyluan bothers him. Abueva's in trouble. 6 to shoot. Calvin to RJ.
Definitely, this is a more aggressive unit for the Aces. Down by 19, now only behind by 10. Let's see kung ano magiging response ng Elasto Painters.
They turn it over. Exhibitiano with the steal and the dime. Papunta kay Abueva. That's an 11-0 run para sa mga Alas. And another turnover para sa Rainer Shine.
Not a good sequence for the Elasto Painters. 37-18.
How quickly the tide has turned. Kanina lang naglulundagan na yung mga taga-Rosto sa kanilang major rally.
Correct.
Ngayon biglang nakasalampak na naman sila sa kanilang mga upuan.
Simple lamang. Dumipensa dito ang Alaska Aces. Ganun kasimple ang nangyari.
Ito nga the power tools tough shot na hinatid ni Abueva. Talagang nakasakit sa kanila. Atid sa atin ang DeWalt Power Tools guaranteed tough. Hazul, step back three. Couldn't send it home. Chan para sa rebound. Norwood in the front court. He's got Belga with him. Big Bo attacking the defense of Abueva. Bo kicks it over. Lee wants to wait. Back to Bo. Then to shoot para sa Ross. And Big Bo did not like what their alignment looked like. Napatawag siya ng timeout dito.
Pang-8 possession na ito para sa Rainer Shine na hindi sila tumatama. Remember that they were up 29-18 and then suddenly they converted consecutive baskets to be on top at 37-18. But since then, it's been a 4-minute drought already para dito sa Rainer Shine. Now it's Alaska's turn to pepper them with an 11-0 fight back before the halfway mark of the second quarter.
Coming out of this.
Dandaan lang yan. Corner naman tayo kay Paul.
It's got to be a quick play coming out of this 30-second timeout para sa Ross dahil 6 na segundo na lang natitira sa kanilang shot clock.
Well, kanina nakita natin doon sa first quarter, ang daming layups na kukuha ng Rainer Shine. Early throw-in, early attack, and then suddenly Jerkinyan erupted for 8 points, bridging the first and second quarters. However, yung individual defense ng Alaska, after this last lay-in by Jerkinyan, suddenly escalated. Tumiba yung defensive pressure, umangat yung kanilang transition defense, kung kaya't eto, humabol sila. And they have already breached that single-digit barrier para dito sa Rainer Shine.
Tapos itong Ross comes up dry pa
Again.
off that 30-second timeout.
Pang-siyam na yan, ang empty possession para sa Rainer Shine.
Abueva against Cruz, spinning baseline, scoops it up and out, pero meron foul. 2 shots parating para dito kay Davis.
The front line of the Aces continues to flourish for them. And I believe that that first basket by Eric Meng to break their scoring drought was key to this huge fight back here in the second. Iba yung baong ka ng 20. Iba yung nakashoot ka na at nabuhayan kayo. Suddenly, everybody was defending again. Suddenly, everybody was transitioning from offense to defense quickly than they did in the first. At ngayon, nakita mo sa mga mata, may galit meron ng gigil dumepensa itong grupo ng Alaska Aces.
Yan ang kauna-unang free throw ngayong hapon para dito. Si Abueva na pumasok. He's 1 of 4 from that free throw line. Rain or shine looking to break this 12-0 run by Alaska. They go to Chan. Azul closes out that three-point line. Belga from top of the key. Handoff pabalik kay Chan. Jeff to the corner. It is Gabe. Strong move to the basket. Wanted to throw it down. RJ Azul is pushing it. He's got Panchero on the left. Eximignano on the right. And is fouled by Belga.
I thought that they had chances to give up preempted fouls dun sa unang tatlong layups ng Alaska, but they did not. And that cost them 6 points that enabled Alaska to fight back here in the second.
Back inside the Mall of Asia Arena para sa pagpapatuloy ng game number 5 kung saan happy naman ang lahat ng nakapasok dito. If it's one thing we've learned from this series, every time actually magtatapat ang Rain or Shine at ang Alaska, no lead is safe unless lumamang ka ng 51. Kung walang ka safe. Game 1, Rain or Shine blew a 17-point lead. Game 2, they nearly blew a 19-point lead. Just on Christmas Day, Alaska blew an 11-point lead.
And I think these two coaches realize that. Not only these two coaches, but all of these players. Alam nila na hindi natatapos ang laro hanggat hindi tumutunog ang final buzzer. At itong pinanghawakan ng Alaska kanina, kaya nakabalik. Down by 19, ang only behind by a 3-possession deficit.
Hindi pa rin na gumagalaw yung 37 points nito.
Tagal na yan, matagal na yan.
Last 12 points courtesy of the Alaska Aces. Make that 15 as Chris Panchero buries a 3. What an uprising for the Alaska Aces.
And the first unit of the Aces was outplayed by the starting unit of the Painters. But the second unit of the Aces have created this huge uprising. Scoreless in the last 5 minutes and 20, and Alaska once again forces a turnover.
Manuel sending it all the way home. That's a 17-0 run para sa Alaska.
Rain or Shine started out the second quarter with a 9-0 blast. Since that time, 7-0 counter blast ang pinakawalan ng Alaska Aces.
Chan for 3. Ayaw talaga para dito sa Ross. Parang natakpan yung kanilang ring.
It's a contrast of night and day when you talk about the 71% shooting of Rain or Shine compared to the last 6 minutes of empty possessions for the Painters.
37-35, a chance to equalize for Alaska, maybe even take the lead. Abueva was shooting for the tie as we send it over to Selgavan.
When Coach Yang Giao drew a play, binotis na ni Paul Lee na nag-double team na siya. And since Alaska is slowing things down, sabi ni Coach Yang, if Alaska will run, they better run with us. Balik sa inyo.
Kaya importante para sa players and coaches to be able to communicate well. It's always a healthy exercise for players and coaches. Nakita ko, narinig ko dun sa discussion kanina. Merong gustong atakbo si Coach Yang. Sabi ni Paulie, sa kabila tayo, Coach, dahil dino-double ako. Dribble handoff sila sa kabila. Unfortunately, hindi pa rin sila tumama dun sa play na tinawag nito.
Belga finally breaks the long silence ng Rain or Shine. 5th point of the game after that 3.
Pinasa, ipinitok, ipinulusa ni Big Boy Belga. That breaks an over 6 minutes scoreless drought for the Painters, brings their lead up to 5. Yun na lang ang binibigay na tira ng Alaska. Yung sinasabi natin na kahinaan ng individual defense nila, itong grupong ito, na-correct yun. Tumibay, naubos yung layups at hindi tumatama ngayon ang Rain or Shine.
Yung pasa nang galing kay Chris Chu, kapapasok lang, nagparamdam naman kagad as Panchero will miss on that attack. Chu to Chan. Almazan's on his left, Belga on top of the key. Bo lost his dribble. Where will he go? Jeff Chan being hounded here by Eximignano. They look for Chu at the corner. Naunahan naman sila ni Casio. Eximignano sa kabila. Huli ka ni Jeff Chan.
Jeff Chan redeeming himself on that unforced turnover on the other end. And sometimes you just want to make the first pass to an open teammate. Tapos magre-relay passing.
Baguio back on the floor para dito sa Alaska. They look to continue this onslaught in quarter number 2. Casio to a sliding toss. The boss will get that basket. May kasama pang foul.
No doubt, J.D. Casio made that play happen. He read that hard show by the Painters all the way. Waited for Sunny Toss to roll deeper before he gave that nice pass dito kay Sunny. He just went straight up. Now will earn a 3-point play. Alaska breathing down the necks of the Painters.
The boss now with a total of 5 points. Alaska is within 2. Chan over to Belga. Almazan pleading for that leather kontra kay Abueva do sa loob. It is with Chu. Chris wanting to take on Toss off the dribble. Chris lost it. Pupunta muna kay Belga. Now they locate Almazan. What a pass mula kay Big Bo.
Only the 4th point for the Painters in the last 7 minutes versus the 19 points of the Aces.
Has Rain or Shine done enough to weather this storm? Toss wants their onslaught to continue. Eximiniano loses it. Abueva wala. Nakanino ang bola. Eximiniano dives out of bounds with that ball.
Tremendous effort coming from Belga.
Timeout requested here with 2:17 remaining in the first half. It is Rain or Shine trying to hold off the Alaska Aces 42-38. Ang Umarjon, Coach Ronnie Magsanok and Cel Guevara ang inyong trio.
Hindi masaya dito ang coaches ng Alaska because they felt that there was a lot of contact dun sa huling action na yun between Belga and of course itong si Eximiniano. Pero naitawag na yung possession, mapupunta na rito sa Elasto Painters.
Lee will be working against Cyrus Baguio. Chris Chu is being denied that leather by JB Casio. Belga against Meng. Now gets it over to Chu. Bo puts up a 3. Oh, nakakuha naman niya yung bounce zone.
Only 7 points for the Elasto Painters in the last 8 minutes. But Big Boy has scored 5 of those 7 points. Up by 2 now, they are on top by 7.
Toss deep position kontra dito kay Lee. No other recourse para sa lethal weapon kung hindi mamigay ng foul.
They have to rotate quicker. Sanitos is rolling deep. Sanitos is rolling quick. Time and again, JB Gosh has located Sanitos as he moved his way towards the basket.
Toss misses on that first free throw. Here in the semifinals, Sunny Toss shooting 45.5% from that free throw line, but still manages to average 12 points and 7 boards. Sela na balita.
Itong si Bo Belga ang may pinakamalaking multa sa team for missed rebounds last game. Palibhasa, ang binabantayan lang naman niya ay sinatos at Eric Meng. Kaya itong si Bo Belga magsa-step up to fight for every possession at kita naman yun sa kanya. At sabi pa niya, nako-consume na daw si Belga. Kakaisip, paano depensahan ng mga bigs ng Alaska? Ano na ang gagawin ni Bo? Balik sa inyo.
47-39 as Alaska turns that leather over once again.
Meron ako nakitang ginawa ni Bo. Yung baseball pass na ibinigay niya kay Paulie, ang tagal ko nang hindi nakita yun. Toyota Crispa ko pa yata nakita yun. Pero they scored in that possession. Big Boy Belga creating scoring opportunities, creating baskets for the Painters. They have weathered the first storm that has come from the Aces here in the first half.
Lee extricating himself from the defense, falling to the ground, asking for a foul. Alaska looks to take advantage as they get it over to Baguio. Cyrus in traffic, had to readjust in midair. Belga secures the rebound para dito sa Ross.
Ayun pa, nakita ko ulit, ginawa ni Bo.
Chu on the catch, gets it the lead. Back to Chu, left corner pocket 3. Oh, good. Baguio with the ball. Uy, natula si Skyrus, kaya natawagan ang traveling doon.
There's one thing that Alaska was able to do well, although they turned the ball over dun sa huling possession na yon. It was to keep their turnover rate down because in the first quarter alone, they had a total of 6 turnovers or 7 turnovers, majority of which were converted by the Elasto Painters.
Chu was the steadying force back in game number 4. Looks to replicate his performance there. Puts up a long 2. Di Ubram. Meng gets it over to Casio. He's got Belga and Chu in front of him. Big Bo Belga whistled for his 3rd personal foul.
Gosh, bouncing off Bo Belga. Once again, Alaska trying to push that basketball every time they get the defensive rebound. They believe that Rain or Shine is also defending them well sa kanilang half-court looks. But in transition, they believe that they have the advantage laban dito sa Elasto Painters.
JV takes care of that first free throw. Only his 4th point of the game. JV goes 2 for 2. But Casio, 11 points and 4 assists per contest here in the semis.
Mahusay talaga. One of the best, definitely. That's why they call it the pocket rocket. He will explode anytime he wants to. He has to explode for the Aces from the second half.
Magkaprasong diferensya ang ating quarter clock at shot clock. Ross has 2 to shoot. Chan from deep. No good. Almazan huli ni Thos on the putback attempt. The boss showing Almazan how it is done. Nakatawag pa ng timeout with 2.3 remaining in the first half.
That's why Santos continues to be one of the best big men in the PBA right now. You cannot just be good offensively. You have to be an excellent two-way player for your ball club.
For more exclusive content para sa mga behind-the-scenes updates at pre- and post-game analysis, log on na po tayo sa www.sports5.ph. Mapapanood nyo rin ang bawat PBA game on live streaming. Don't miss a second of your PBA. Log on to sports5.ph. So 2.3 seconds remaining for the Alaska Aces to try and generate a shot here. Pero ang inbound nila all the way from the backcourt. Radyo 5 team for this Game 5, Benji Santiago and Renren Ritualo. 92.3 FM po maririnig ang lahat ng aksyon as Chan nearly put in the exclamation point for this first half na kung saan lumamang na nga po ng hanggang 19 puntos ang Rain or Shine. Pero that major surge by the Alaska Aces sees them only down by 6 points at the half. Ito po ang Game 5 ng tututay. Race to 4. Mag-umarjon, Coach Ronnie Magsanok ang inyong mga kakwentuhan.
Alaska's never led in this game. So far, it has been a tremendous offensive performance for the Alaska Painters, especially in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, finally, Alaska's Titan defense showing up, fighting rain or shine time and again, reducing empty possessions, limiting rain or shine to only 30% from the field after giving up 71% in the first quarters. And these are numbers that told the story after the first 24 minutes.
Kanina, binabanggit mo yung 3-point shooting ng
Yes.
Rain or Shine. Yung pagkakaiba pag sila'y nananalo at natatalo. So
Tama.
far, may 6 na sila.
Totoo yan. But karamihan dun sa mga binomba nila ron, galing pa sa mga bigs nila. And that's a totally different picture para dito sa Rain or Shine. The big men of the Painters accounting for 25 points sa mga leading scorers ng Rain or Shine. On the other side, Abueva coming off the bench to put in 7 points and really be a major force for the second unit that ignited that huge uprising for the Alaska Aces in the second quarter.
J.R. Quinyahan, the lone guy in double figures from either side. At yung 10 points na yun came in a cluster, Coach Ronnie. Doon sila talagang bumomba at nagpalaki na laman.
Tuloy-tuloy na pulusok para kay J.R. Quinyahan. Exploding here in game number 5 of the series. But Alaska bouncing back, regrouping and staying close before itong second quarter ay natapos.
Palitan ng mintis ang magkabila sa pagbubukas ng third quarter of action. We see JV Casio, Vic Manuel, Ping Eximiniano, Sunny Thos, and Cyrus Baguio for the Alaska Aces. Binabantayan nila T.Y. Tang, J.R. Quinyahan, Chairi Ibanez, Raymond Almazan, and Paul Lee. And after an explosive first quarter, high scoring, binanggit mo nga, Coach Ronnie, ano? Things have settled down. Both sides, kita mo na may score natin,
That's correct.
47-41.
Ito, yan, a better defensive quarter para sa Aces. Simply illustrated by that last stop by Vic Manuel on Paulie. And then he goes on the other end to push that basketball as he tried to score in transition.
At para malaman natin ano mga napagkwentuhan at the half, makibalita tayo kay Miss Guevara.
Mag-turnovers ang naging dilemma ng Rain or Shine na nawala ng parang bula ang kanilang malaking lamang. Kaya sabi ni Coach Yeng, they have to take care of the ball at ibalik ang kanilang ball movement nung first quarter. Samantala, Alaska naman is more determined to steal the ball. Sabi nga ni Cyrus Baguio kanina, kailangan ng mental toughness para hindi sila mapagod kakapress. Balik sa inyo.
29 puntos nga ang itinala ng Rain or Shine in the first quarter.
Grabe yun.
Nalimitahan na sila sa 18 in the second.
Anytime you have a 71% shooting clip, chances are na talagang low-lobo ang production mo. But suddenly, Alaska's defense, forced turnovers, forced empty possessions from 71% down to 30%. Definitely more manageable para sa Alaska Aces.
Mintis si Almazan from point blank. Do sa rebound play, merong foul. Looks like it's gonna go against Vic Manuel.
Alam mo, binanggit ni Sel kanina dun sa kanyang ulat, yung mental toughness. I believe that it's not only the physical aspect of the game that is so vital, pero yung mental toughness eventually makes your physical standpoint stronger. Kasi kung mahina yung loob mo, kung mahina yung utak mo, pati yung katawan mo nangihina. But if you're able to supersede whatever ailments that you are feeling, ano man yung hamon sa iyong kalusugan, chances are you will be able to perform beyond what is asked of you.
Almazan with a 3-point play opportunity matapos niyang mapasapit etong si Cyrus Baguio.
And again, Almazan continues to play well in the series. Front line of Alaska, outstanding. Big men of Rain or Shine now able to level up. 9 in the game para dito kay Almazan. That's just a point. Or 10 in the game. Also for Raymond Almazan. 2 guys in double digits. 1 Jerkinyan with 10. Raymond Almazan also with 10.
Balik sa 7 ang abante rito ng Ross. Ano isusukli ng Alaska? Baguio on the move. Gets it to Casio. He pulls the trigger. Di nga lang uubra. Kinyahan for the board.
Can't get more open than that. That was an excellent player screen by Vic Manuel. Well run. Pero JB Casio continues to struggle from the 3-point territory.
Kinyahan tatanggap mula kay Lee. Long 2 doesn't work. Rebound battle. Last touch doon si Baguio.
Alam mo, grabe yung kaldagan. Nakakapagod yan. Nakakapagod yan. Yung sprinting down, defending your man one-on-one. Pero yung banggaan sa ilalim, yan ang nakakaubos talaga ng lakas at ng legs.
Kinyahan to Lee. Trying to force this one up. Ball will remain with Rain or Shine. 19 seconds pa naman sa kanilang shot clock.
Itong si JV Casio is an underrated defender. Now, how many times have you seen him make an important defensive stop one-on-one?
Lee misses from the baseline. It's 5-on-4 the other way. Make that 5-on-3 dahil pati si Almazan late din nakabalik. Baguio couldn't make him pay. And on the rebound play, nahulihan ng ika-4 na personal foul etong si Kinyahan.
Big Boy has 3, Kinyahan has 4. This is reminiscent of that Game 3 situation that went against the Elasto Painters wherein Kinyahan was saddled with 5 and Big Boy with 4. And eventually, it handicapped them in the final quarter.
Hanggang sa nawala pa nga ng tuluyan dun, ano?
Tama.
Etong si Big Bo Belga as well as Coach Yeng Giao. Baguio on the attack. Pull-up jumper. Diubra Jairi Banyas with that rebound. He is pushing hard on this right side of the floor. Jairi over to T.Y. Tang. Kinyahan. Thought about it, but gives it up. Pabalik sa kanyang point guard. Now it is Lee on the attack. Going glass to finally add to his 6-point total. Meron na siyang 8. Yung 6 na yun, maaga niya nakuha.
Tama yan. That is a complete misdirection on the part of Paul Lee. All he needed to do was to look away and that forced Eximiniano to defend a possible handoff.
Oh, stick back is good. Para dito kay Cyrus Baguio. What a battle we are witnessing here. Jairi Banyas wala. Almazan loses it off his foot to the baseline.
Casio forcing that turnover. Golden chance for Almazan to create that putback as Bo Belga will give Kinyahan a breather because 4 na nga ang personal fouls itong si JR Kinyahan.
Tandaan po natin, this is Game 5. Tabla po ang ating serye. 2 apiece. Race to 4 po tayo in this best of 7.
Kailan ba ang Game 6 mag-u?
Game 6 will be next year. Matagal pa, no? As Cyrus Baguio scores once again. January 4 po, dito rin sa Mall of Asia Arena, alas 5 ng hapon. Game 6, whoever wins tonight can wrap up the series and book a date with San Miguel Beer on January 4. Belga underneath, putback wala, tapikan ng bola, JB Casio leading a 3-on-2. Ends up being fouled by Lee.
4 points for Bag in the first quarter. Another set of 4 points in the third, pushes his scoring output to 8. Coach Yengia unhappy with that play. Na feeling niya hindi natawagan yung putback ni Bo Belga. But that was again a good preempted foul on the part of Paul Lee versus JB Casio.
Third personal foul para dito sa angas ng Tondo. Manuel looking to attack Almazan. Gustong gamitin ang kanyang muscles. And Big Manuel delivers on the hook.
When he gets that deep, he's hard to stop. 8 in the game for the muscle man who continues to flourish in the system of Coach Alex Conto. Definitely you can declare that he has found a home with the Alaska Aces.
Eximiniano whistled for his second personal foul. Tang will be bothered by Casio in the backboard. JB just trying to delay the attack of Rain or Shine. Shot clock is at 14. Belga gets it to Tang. T.Y. to Lee, free for the 3. Bang!
Excellent setup shot coming from T.Y. Tang. Eximiniano was caught with that pin down screen by Bo Belga. 11 in the game for the lethal weapon. 6 of them in the first, 5 dito sa third quarter.
Balik sa 6 mga bante ng Rain or Shine. Toss wants to change that. He goes to Baguio. Babawi ba? Diubra. Baguio was looking to track it right down. Pero natapik niya to the wrong man. Lee once again going to that crossover. Natama pa sa kanyang tuhod ang bola.
This time, Eximiniano gets the better of the lethal weapon.
Yung sabi ni Coaching, sinipa daw yata ni Eximiniano yung bola.
Pero tumama kay Paul Lee. Yung huling touch ng bola. Calvin with an early entry here in the third, taking out itong si Vic Manuel.
Coach Alex looking for that energy off his bench as Abueva right away provides the rebound and picks up the fourth foul on Bo Belga.
Interesting to see the last sequence. I thought that Calvin did not have enough landing space. Pero hindi ko alam kung may tumulak dito kay Sanitos.
And Abueva makes him pay on a knockout play. 3-point play opportunity pa parating para sa kanya.
Double black eye para dito sa Painters. 4 na personal fouls ni Bo Belga. Kani-kanina lamang. Tapos, they stayed in the moment. Alaska, pinagbayad sila. And Calvin looking to once again reignite Alaska's fight back in Game 5.
10 points in the game para dito kay Abueva. Baba na sa tatlong abante ng Rain or Shine. Almazan nahihirapan pa mag-inbound dito. T.Y. Tang tracks it down. Belga saves it to the wrong man. Baguio pushing hard. Trying to get it to the middle. Baguio off the pirouette. Gets the basket. Nagkasuan pa call.
And that's why you don't want to send your opponent to the line. The number of times that they will go to the line is the number of times, or rather, is directly proportional to the number of times that they will crush you.
Photon Tornado Drive natin yun. Natin sa atin ng Photon. Empower your business. Tabla na ang ating labanan. 55 sa 55. Under 7 minutes remaining in this third frame.
Unang deadlock natin yan dito sa laban na ito. Alaska has not tasted the lead dito sa ating Game 5.
Jaire kicks it over. Belga for 3. No go. Jaire on the putback is fouled as he gets smacked on the face.
Rain or Shine fired with the initial blast. Built a 19-point bubble. Alaska showed composure. Alaska fought back. Alaska tied this game for the first time at 55 all. Now it's the turn of Rain or Shine to build its character. They also have to show their ability to regroup, even if their bigs are now saddled with personal foul trouble. They need Paulie and T.Y. Tang to steady the ship and for Jaire Ibanez to defend Cyrus Baguio even better on the other end.
Jaire comes up with a split. Isang abante rito ng Rain or Shine. Pagkakataon nga ng Alaska, makalamang sa kauna-una ang pagkakataon. Eximiniano gets it over to Toss. Abueva was looking to help out. Another foul is whistled on Rain or Shine.
This will also be the 4th personal foul for Paul Lee. Remember that in the first half, minimal free throws were given up by both teams. Only 4 free throws for Rain or Shine in the first 2 quarters. For Alaska, only 9 total attempts from the 15-foot line in the first half. Pero kayo, marami-rami ng free throws ito para sa Alaska dito sa 3rd quarter.
Is that just the Aces being a bit more aggressive?
Exactly. At saka they're forcing turnovers at uma-atake sila ng gusto.
Almazan gets it over to Lee. Second deadlock of this Game 5. Lee loses it. JV Casio whistled for last touch.
Coach Alex Compton. Hindi po sepak takraw yan. Dinideklara lang ni Coach Alex na baka sakaling tumama rin yung bola kay T.Y. Tang.
Uyluan has it taken away by Eximiniano. Being on the move. Finger roll is good. At sa kauna-una ang pagkakataon, nakatigim na ng kalamangan ng Alaska.
It's all about defense for Alaska. This was almost non-existent in the first part of this game. Doon sa first quarter, winning Rain or Shine exploded for 29 points. Right now, Alaska making it difficult for Rain or Shine to bring that level down.
Uyluan misses from the outside. Casio to Eximiniano. Back over to Casio. Abueva shifting direction. In the paint, Abueva puts it up and out. Rebound toss, carving out some space and gets the putback.
Unbelievable persistence for the Aces. And so far here in the third, a total of 19 third quarter points for Alaska compared to the 9 points in the third quarter para sa Rain or Shine.
Uyluan on the move, down the middle. Almost tripped up. DY from deep. Sobra. Almazan's put back. Gets the basket. May kasama pang foul.
They needed that. They're under duress right now.
This is Game 5 of this Best of 7 series between Rain or Shine and Alaska. Ang mananalo po will be up 3-2. Ang mananalo sa serye will set a date with the San Miguel Beermen para sa kampyonato ng ating Philippine Cup. Marjon, Coach Ronnie Magsanok ang inyong mga linggo.
And the story of no lead being safe, Magu, once again is reprised in this third quarter action between Alaska and Rain or Shine. Ganito yung nangyari dun sa game number 4. Pero baliktad yung sitwasyon. Rain or Shine yung nagabol dun laban sa Alaska.
Abueva attacking Belga, looking for that 5th foul on Big Bo. Wild shot is out. It is Uyluan with the leather para sa Rain or Shine. Jonathan on the move, gets it over to the left side. Norwood back on the floor, over to Belga. He loses it on the way up. Ontiveros, bagong balik. Gets it to Banchero, nakita pa si Casio. He drops it off to Meg. Ilalagay dito sa rinyo.
5 turnovers in the third quarter for the Painters. Once again, Alaska scores. At yung kanilang turnover point scored laban dito sa Alaska ay napakataas.
Ball slapped away by one of the white shirts. As Jeff Chan is re-entering the contest, kasabay pa ng pasok si Jeremy Cruz.
Jeff Chan scored 25 points. Siya yung highlight natin dun sa ating pregame. But so far here tonight, Jeff Chan only limited to a single basket at 2 points.
Yung problema, unang hawak nga niya na
Natapilok eh. Oo,
pa eh.
tama ka.
Jeff Chan, baka hindi pa na ipapagpag ng tuluyan. Yun nangyari sa kanya.
Hirap
Azul.
makabuelo eh.
Gets it over to Menk. Nakita si Ontiveros. Don to Abueva from 16 feet away. Banchero on the attack as Jerby switching out. Step back jumper. Banchero misses. Abueva from out of nowhere. Put back is good.
When we talk about possession count, definitely Alaska has the advantage on that. Abueva, dito sa larong to, patuloy na namamayagpag. A total para dito kay Calvin ng 12 puntos to lead the way in scoring.
Sama mo pa ng 4 na rebound as Chan is free. And he rings the bell.
Fresh off the bench. Itong si Jeff Chan delivers the 6th three-point conversion para dito. 7th three-point conversion for Rain or Shine in this ball game.
Mabasa dalawang abante ng Alaska. Abueva trying to decide what to do. Rifles it over. Pabalik dito kay Banchero. The rookie attacking Chan on that baseline. He goes reverse. Pitin lang yung Pectus doon. Chan being bothered by Ontiveros. Nagkabanggaan sila ng ulo dyan. Cruz at the post kontra kay Abueva. Belga against Menk. Out to Chan. Hit a 3 moments ago. He's got Menk switching out. Now Don looking to recover. Bo fakes Menk. Gets it to Jerby. The short stab is good.
Yung sinasabi natin na pagiging active ng mga bigs ng Rain or Shine. Dati, kakanyunin na lang nila yung mula sa tres. Ngayon, they attract the closeout. They are willing to penetrate and make that extra pass.
Sakla na naman ang ating labanan. This time at 64 all as Abueva and Chan clash. Heading into this timeout. 2:41 natin tira sa ating ikatlong yugto. 64 all, Coach Ronnie. What a ball game we are witnessing here. Both teams have had the runs.
Oh, definitely. Rain or Shine had a 19-point lead. But the charge by Alaska happened in the second quarter. They were able to sustain it here in the third, built a 4-point advantage. Pero itong Rain or Shine starring Jeff Chan able to equalize. Binasag muli ni Eric Menk ang tabla with that nice deep hit.
And then the familiar pressure in the backcourt is broken now by one pass from Norwood to Kinyahan. Chan touches it over pabalik kay Jerby. Cruz back to Chan. Azul all over him. They go to Uyluan. Jonathan on the move, forward to shoot. They look for Jerby and end up turning that ball over.
Excellent ball screen defense coming from the Aces. Disallowing any deep rolls to the basket, forcing Uyluan to commit another turnover para dito sa Rain or Shine.
Less than 2 minutes remaining in the third. Hazul ang may tangan kasama sina Ontiveros, Abueva, Menk, and Banchero. Pinapatay nila Kinyahan, Uyluan, Norwood, Cruz, and Chan. Don from deep, punches and throws!
1 of 10 from the field in Game 4. 2 3-point baskets here in Game 5. We talked about the need for the small forward spot to deliver offensively. And so far, they have responded here in Game number 5.
Back to a 5-point lead para dito sa Aces. Uyluan couldn't catch it cleanly. Na-dribble pa dito sa sideline. Bola babalik sa Alaska.
If you take a look at the defense of the Aces, it looks simple. But the kind of effort that they put in, that is not a simple thing. Requires discipline, requires being in condition. And they do it all game long.
Abueva against Cruz. Bibigay dito kay Dondon. Sumabit si Jeff Chan.
Another set of 2 free throws for Jeff Chan, or rather for Dondon and Tiveros. Remember that in game number 3, they gave up 44 free throws to the Alaska Aces. Bagay na naging dahilan kung kaya't nasaktan ng gustong yung depensa nila. And eventually, they lost that game 3.
Ontiveros takes care of first. A brand new largest lead of the game para sa Alaska. They were down by as much as 19 but are now up by 6 points.
And so far, the third quarter story boils around forcing turnovers. Alaska forcing Rain or Shine to commit 7 errors. Pero wala ni isang turnover here in the third para sa Alaska. In the first quarter, they had 7 turnovers, majority of which were converted by Rain or Shine.
Aranya back on the floor, gets it across. Chan from Cruz, pulls the trigger. Jeff misses, rebound Abueva, kaso natapak sa baseline.
Halos every rebounding battle, merong lumalagabak eh. Ganun kabigat yung possession na battle na nakikita natin dito. Now, Alaska is making sure that they are not only able to sustain their run, pero ngayon, 7 puntos sa kalamangan. Biggest lead ng game para sa Alaska Aces.
Sherby to Kinyan, huli ni Abueva. Calvin looking to go wall to wall. The beast all the way is fouled.
Here in the third quarter, Alaska is already a total of 30 points. And for the second straight quarter, the last 2 quarters, Alaska will outscore Rain or Shine. Yan ang dahilan kung bakit tambak sila ng 19 ngayon, may tsansa na lumamang ng 9 na puntos. Excellent stop coming from the beast na si Calvin Abueva.
13 points in the game na para dito kay Abueva.
Yes, we talked about what happened in Game 4, that mental lapse, yung pitek na tinatawag. Suddenly, he was out of the game, but Eric meant once again the put back. The major pain is on course once again. Magu to reprise another monster performance coming off the bench.
At may multa dito si Jervy Cruz
Ay,
for
nako.
missing that rebound.
Multa dito, multa doon. Pero pinakamabigat na multa kung hindi sila makakabalik dahil kontrolado nila itong laro. Remember that in the entire first half, Alaska never left. Nakita mo nga yung celebration sa bench ng Rain or Shine sa second quarter. Pero katulad ng binibida natin, nobody wins in the first half. Alaska proved that once again. And so far, that's been the story here in the series. Walang kalamangan na hindi kayang balikan ng maski sinong koponan.
Parang nabasa ko yung sinabi ni Coach Yeng doon ha. Missed rebound. Ayan na naman, another offensive board para dito sa Alaska.
That's got to hurt para dito sa Rain or Shine.
They look for their first double-digit spread of the game. Ontiveros down the middle. Fading away. Dondon misses. Kinyan finally clears it. Pinukul kay Chan. Jeff on the move. Goes up without the leather. And saves it to the wrong man. Tatatlo defender dyan ng Rain or Shine. RJ for 3. Diubra. Kinyahan takes it away. Pinukul ulit. Jeff Chan once again. This time, he looks to give it up. Pabalik kay Uyluan. Play broken up by Azul.
That's excellent effort para kay RJ Hasul. Sayong tumikada ng 3 pero siya rin ang nag-sprint down para dumepensa kay Jeff Chan at kay Jonathan Uyluan.
Uyluan comes out to meet the pass. Pwede mag-last shot dito ang Rain or Shine. 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Aranya looks up at the clock. Tinawag yung pick galing kay Almazan. Aranya gets it to Chan. Puts up a long one. Bang! Alaska with enough time. Dondon will put up a Hail Mary. Oh! The Cebuano hot shot kisses it off the glass. Just when we thought Rain or Shine was going to retake the momentum, Dondon Ontiveros comes up with his gem. And at the end of the first 36 minutes of action, it is the Alaska Aces up by 9, 76-67. 76-67. It is Alaska with a 9-point lead heading into this final frame. Aranya maglalabas ng bola kasama sina Uyluan, Almazan, Kinyahan, and Chan.
Grabe yung third quarter turnaround 35 points for Alaska in the third versus only 20 for the Rain or Shine. Behind by 6, suddenly on top by 9 as we enter the final range.
Aranya though, strikes first para dito sa Ross. Ang Alaska 5 will have Hazul, Abueva, Menk, Ontiveros, and Banchero. Marjon at Magsanok naman dito sa likod ng mikropono. Kasama si Guevara, nandiyan dyan sa sidelines.
Rain or Shine has to rebound better here in the fourth. Number 2, they have to execute better sa kanilang half-court offense. Too many turnovers in the past quarter for Rain or Shine.
Speaking of Guevara, may balita ulit tayo kay Miss Sel.
Yun na nga, with wrong passes and turnovers on the part of Rain or Shine, nalalambutan na nga itong si Coach Yeng Yao sa kanya mga players. Sabi ni Coach Yeng, huwag kayo magpapatulak sa rebounding at atakihin nyo ang press ng Alaska. Balik sa inyo.
Medyo masakit yun, ano? Masabihan kang malambot. Lalo na, pinopoint out ni Coach Yeng, si Jerry niya.
But you have to be able to man up. You cannot sugarcoat it right now because season is on the line. Series is on the line for the Alaska Painters.
Winner gets on the hill. Pangatlong panalo in this race to 4 ang nakataya sa gabing ito.
And no team has lost 2 in a row here in the series so far.
Menko looking to attack Kinyahan. 10 to shoot para sa Alaska. They get it out to Azul. RJ in traffic, flips it up and out. Aranya was up there for the rebound, but the ball will remain with Alaska.
The entry of Eric Menk in the lineup of Alaska gave them a different dimension sa kanilang front line. Full of experience, a winner in his own right. Alam ang kinakailangan gawin, lalong-lalo na sa mga series ganito.
Abueva trying to sell na tinamaan siya ni Aranya. Almazan looks to make him pay dito sa kabilang dulo. Coach Alex Compton is beside himself, complaining about that, what he perceived to be a non-call. Referee's deeming it was a flop. 76-71. Baba na po sa 5 ang abante ng Alaska. Just over 10 minutes remaining dito sa loob ng MOA Arena. It is Azul zigzagging his way to the cup. Niluwalang ng ring yun. Rebound na naman ni Aranya. Nauna sa Ulan, hindi niya nakita. They get it to Kinyahan. JR looking to barrel his way through. Almazan is fouled. He shoots to the line for 2 shots.
Raymond Almazan using his quickness to sprint ahead of the opposite bigs. But it has been Ryan Aranya was reignited. Itong presence ng Rain or Shine. Definitely that play will be reviewed. Tumama ba?
Di, parang
hindi.
Parang hindi, na parang oo, na parang hindi. Ang gulo kong kausap na.
So hindi tayo sigurado.
Yan.
Ayan.
Nakatulong ba ako sa'yo, Coach Rams?
Hindi rin ako sigurado. Kasi wala akong narinig na may natawag pang foul.
Yan. Na-warningan pa ang Alaska for improper bench decorum. Gabi
Naka-playing
Espinas
wear
at
na si
that.
Gabi, ha?
Sabi nga niya kanina, dahil nakita niyang ikaw daw ang analyst today, kaya nagbihis na siya.
Si Gabi talaga.
Pero ang good news para sa Alaska fans, ha, kasama sa lahat ng stretching at warm-up si Espinas, ibig sabihin, medyo okay na.
Lalong lalalim yung front line dito para sa Aces.
And given that we are going on a week break, a little over a week, 8-day break, mas lalakas pa to pagdating ng Enero.
That's correct. At alam naman natin kung ano ang nais ng mga players ng ating dalawang koponan. It's to make it to the finals. It's to meet San Miguel, who is chasing its 20th title in PBA history. Alaska naman, naghahanap ng isa pang All-Filipino crown. At ang Rain or Shine, gustong regaluhan si Coach Yeng ng isang unang All-Filipino title sa kanyang checkered coaching history.
Bago magsimula itong sharing to, Coach Ronnie, nakakwentuhan natin si Coach Alex Compton. At sinabi nga niya, hindi na raw uso ngayon yung cliche na who wants it more. Semifinals na raw
Alam mo naman yun.
Alam niyang both teams will want it a lot as that basket is delivered by Manuel. But it will all boil down to execution. Yung poise, lalo na sa endgame, yun daw ang magiging telling factor.
Well, totoo yan. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the things that are necessary. But what makes it doubly difficult is do you have the players who will be able to do the things that you want them to do? The effort, the discipline, the mental toughness. All things you have to be able to collate. You have to be able to combine to bring out the best in your particular ball club.
79-72, Vic Manuel breaks the silence para dito sa Alaska. Tapos yung pressure defense nila has forced Almazan to sue for time. 30-second timeout ang iniling dito ng Rain or Shine.
Oo, ulitin ko yan, Magu. The number of times you send your opponent to the free throw line is directly proportional to the number of times na babanatan ka nila ng kanilang matinding zone press.
Ripin muna natin, Coach Ronnie. Ang nahuli na natin na Jack and Jill Astig move. Ito po yan. Starring the Muscle Man. Astig move brought to you by Jack and Jill Iceman Candy. Ilabas ang tapa.
Yung frontline performance ng Rain or Shine at ng Alaska. Talagang market duel na kailangan ni Punto mo. You have Manuel, Sanitos, Abueva, and Eric Meng for Alaska. Outstanding in terms of rebounding, productive in terms of offense, terror on defense. On the other end, Almazan, Kinyahan, Belga. Nakakasabay naman. Pero dito sa fourth, kailangan mas mag-increase yung kanilang performance. Dahil doon sa nakalipas na third quarter, na-outplay sila.
J.R. Quinyan all the way down the gut of the defense. Nobody can stop him. Barrel his way through. He moves to the line for a goal shot.
Nasabihan ng malambot kanina ni Coach Sheng. Responding as he joined the fray. Kinyahan showing us that he can handle the basketball and likewise finish in traffic.
Di nga lang, ayun, nakuha pala. Nakuha yung bounce on the bonus free throw.
Shooter's bounce for big man J.R. Kinyahan.
Tandaan natin si Belga at si Lee patuloy to ride the bench para sa Ross because of 4 personal fouls each. Si Kinyahan meron na ring 4 yan. As this ball is loose, Exeminiano clears it. 8 seconds on the shot clock para sa Alaska. JV, step back long two. Couldn't get the bounce. Almazan para sa rebound. Aranya once again going to the side step. Sneaky shot, Ubra. Exeminiano clears it para sa mga nakaputi ng Alaska. Exeminiano sees a crack in the defense. Manuel stick back, ayaw pa rin. Toss, carving out some space, Diluwa ulit.
And look at Ryan Aranya. Fighting tooth and nail for every possession.
Chepchan fouled by Casio on the catch.
Sometimes it just takes a little more effort on your part. Makita mo naman nakuha na ni Sunny yung bola pero hindi siya nag-give up. Mumintis si Sanitos, lumaban siya, napunta sa kanya yung possession. And quietly, Ryan Aranya doing important things para dito sa Painters. Technical foul ba para kay Coach Alex?
Technical
Topex.
foul si Assistant Coach Topex Robinson.
Kasi meron
ng
ng
Alaska.
bench decorum warning sa kanila kanina Masakit yan.
At ang sinasabi ng coaching staff ng Alaska, si Sanitos daw yata yung kausap ni Topex. Pero baka nga improper bench decorum.
Yung kanina
Oo, warning na kanina, technical ngayon, and Rain or Shine makes him pay.
At sa hirap ng puntusan dito, bawat free throw converted, masakit yan. At baka mamaya, multuhin at singilin ka niyan sa dulo.
Uyluan, back on the floor, tinanggal na yung kanyang headband. Tumatapang to pag nawawala headband, ano, Coach Ronnie?
Sa San Miguel naman, tumatapang pag dumadaming naka-headband.
Yan. Ang gabi, wala nang mga naka-headband.
Meron, puti pa nga Oo, nanood ako Alam mo, Babu, yung last 2 quarters, nakuha ng Alaska. Convincingly. Here in the fourth, they have only contained the Aces to only 3 points, while they have exploded for a quick 9-point production to narrow the gap to only a single possession deficit.
Almazan looks for the tie. Now he gives it up.
Oh, my.
Hindi sila nagkaintindihan ni Uyluan. Coach Caloy Garcia telling Almazan to take that shot.
Could be a fatigue mistake on the part of Raymond Almazan. Together with Ryan Aranya has been very instrumental in helping out Rain or Shine mount an early fight back here in the fourth.
Because of that crucial error, upo muna etong si Raymond Almazan. Norwood is back on the floor para sa Rain or Shine. Toss on the catch. Gives it cross court. Don Bebuelo out to Exeminiano. 14 to shoot. The one-hander bounces out. Tapingan ang bola nasa Lee. Paul Lee is given no space whatsoever by Exeminiano. He bounces out of bounds.
Kung makikita lang mga nanonood sa kanilang mga TV, yung impact ng physicality dito sa loob, nakakaubos yan. Nakakapagod yan. Kasi hindi ordinaryong banggay yung natatanggap mo. At saka paulit-ulit.
JV Casio pa ba? Hindi, yeah.
Kung penalty na ang Alaska Aces
Yun.
dito, napakaaga.
8 minutes and change remaining. Aranya going out to Uyluan. 4 to shoot. Somebody's got to take it. Kinyahan goes. Couldn't send it home. Manuel para sa rebound. Norwood trying to bother the Aces all the way in the backcourt. It is Casio who gets it across. Toss at the post kontra kay Ginyahan. The boss with a hook. And that is good.
25 points in game number 4, but left the game with still 4 minutes left. Today, Semifinals still playing well. A total of 11 points for the boss.
Uiluan on the attack. Gets it to Norwood. Gabe carves out some space. Overcooks it. Ontiveros is fouled by Norwood. 81-76. Alaska looking to add to this 5-point lead in the fourth quarter of game number 5. Maglumarjon, Coach Ronnie Magsanok, Sel Guevara at ang buong puwersa ng inyong Sports 5. Inihahatid ang kahuli-huli ang laro ng 2014. Game 6 of this series will be January 4, 5 o'clock dito rin sa Mall of Asia Arena. Toss gets it over to Baguio. Aranya looking to keep in step with Skyrus. Baguio to toss, 3 to shoot. Sunny from the outside, and he delivers the goods.
Sunny Thos really coming up with big baskets here in the final quarter. A total of 13 points for Sunny.
Paul Lee working against Eximignano. Gets it to Belga. Uiluan mula sa kanto. Puts up a long one. Jonathan, fearless on that one. He buries the 3.
When they needed that, Paulie has been quiet. Jeff Chan has been contained. Gabe Norwood only limited to 4 points. Jonathan Uiluan with his first 3-point basket of this ball game.
Casio nearly lost it. Lee diving for it. Eximignano right on top. Norwood bothering Ping. It's a timeout para sa Alaska. Looks like it's going to be a full timeout para kina Coach Alex Compton. 83-79 ang nasa ating tala. And you're back with us inside the MOA Arena. Just in time to check out our defensive stop. Brought to us by Prestone Brake Fluid. Get good defense on the road with Prestone Superior Braking Power. Protect it. Prestone it. Pagkatapos naman yan, atin ring natunghayan. 6:23 remaining here in Game 5. Sino makakaangat sa 3-2 sa race to 4 na to? Sunny Thos looking to make it Alaska, but he misses that time around. Belga back on the floor with his 4 personal fouls. Kasama niya sina Lee, Uiluan, Aranya, and Norwood. Lee on the attack. Gets it to Belga. Puts it on the deck against Thos. Big Bo stretches. Sumobra lang ang kanyang tira. JV racing down the floor. Bibigay kay Manuel. He puts it off the glass for 2.
Excellent push of the basketball by JV Casio.
Aranya gustong bumawi. Using his off-speed contra-tempo to get it over Baguio.
One of the best when you talk about the contra-tempo move. And the way these two teams are playing here in the final quarter, akala mo, umpisa pa lamang tayo. It's all about pace. It's all about finding their advantage in the open court.
It is Alaska by 4. They go to the boss. Out to Skyros. He puts up a 3 and punches it through.
Very late to the closeout from Jonathan Uiluan. 14 in the game for Cyrus Baguio.
Aranya to Uiluan. Babawi ba?
Oh,
Iluwa lang yan.
the big rebound coming from JV.
88-81. Alaska looking to put away the Elasto Painters with still 5 minutes remaining in this game. The muscle man kontra dito kay Gabe. Taking that spin. Goes to the hook. Manuel misses. Norwood with a rebound. Pushes it up to Aranya. Dalawa kalaban. Mag-aantay muna ng rest back. Lee for 3. Couldn't send it home, but ball bounces the way of Gabe. He gets the basket because some of them foul.
Raynor Shine has been losing the rebounding battle versus Alaska. But Gabe Norwood, from out of nowhere, snatches that weak side putback. Will go to the line for a 3-point play opportunity. Alam mo, binigyan natin ng pansin kanina, yung 3-point shooting para dito sa Raynor Shine. Indicative of the level of their offense. If the game is high scoring, magandang chance nila. If the game is within the scoring level, mas maganda naman ang chances ng Alaska.
Sala na balita.
Kanina, Coach Yang was very firm about bringing the ball to the corner. At sabi pa ni Coach Yang, dapat bilisan pa ng kanyang mga players ang pasahan para hindi masira ang kanilang depensa at pigilan ang pag-switch ng Alaska. Balik sa inyo.
88-83, the Aces looking to add to this 5-point lead. Baguio down the middle. Huli ni Norwood. Baguio not giving up. Jump ball ang tawag
That
doon.
is the correct call. Although tama yung ginawa ni Baguio dahil hindi niya narinig marahil yung pito, tinuloy niya. Pero tama yung tawag doon ni Referee Herrera.
2 piso ba yun? Dalawang kamay yung huli ni Norwood?
Pugo.
Hindi piso. Pugo na, ano? Jump is won by Cyrus, but it bounces the way. Almost the rain or shine.
It's the little things once again for Alaska.
Shot clock did not reset. Baguio from deep. No good. Belga comes up with a rebound. Just over 4 minutes remaining here in game 5. Belga will get it across. Manuel is right in front of him. Belga faking that handoff. Nearly turned it over. Shot clock is at 10. Oyluan from deep. No. Ball will remain with rain or shine as one of the white shirts touched it last.
Because you're expecting the outside jumper of Uiloan contesting, stepping out of the three-point line, forcing Uiloan to miss.
Norwood directing traffic. He's got Manuel switching over. Chan from the left. Inaanap si Oyluan. They get it to Belga. Lidi Discarte with 8 to work with. Pinaalis ito si Norwood. Paul Lee will attack. 3 to shoot. Lee's got to go. Belga puts up the baseline. Jay and Big Paul delivers the goods.
Paul Lee attracted the defense. Left big boy Belga open for that short corner jumper. Then in the game for Bo Belga, they're only down by 3.
Under 3.5 remaining in this contest. Casio to Abueva. Oh, somehow, someway, the beast willing that rock go through. Oyluan from deep. No go. And on the rebound play, it is Abueva.
Rudy Cassius created a lot of scoring opportunities for the rest of his teammates.
JV in their attack zone gets it to Baguio. Cyrus looking to settle things down. 3-minute mark of this game. Cyrus taking the contact, jumps it over. 6 to shoot para sa Alaska. Baguio's got to go. 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Baguio puts it up. Chan nearly with a rebound, but it is taken away by Eximignano.
That has been the story of the game for the Aces since the second quarter. They have that extra step. They have gotten more possessions compared to the last two Painters. They are protecting a 5-point lead under 3 minutes left here in the final quarter.
JV to Abueva. Mintis ka lang yun.
Would have been a perfect pass once again for JV.
Less than 2.5 now remaining in this game. Lee wants to attack JV at the post. Tutulong si Abueva. He spins away. Paul, wala. Put back the game is fouled.
Alam mo, Magu, hindi lamang yung pace ang impressive dito. Pati yung mga coaches natin, letting the players play, not calling any timeouts late here in the fourth. Saving their ceasefire dito sa mga huling possessions na matitira.
Norwood continues to struggle from that free throw line here in the semifinals. He's shooting 33% from that distance. Mangwan Pinoy Play of the Half muna tayo. Atid sa atin ng Mangwan. 100% galing ng Pinoy mula sa Mangwan. Packed with sarap ng Pinoy. Gabe Norwood misses both.
That's got to hurt for Gabe.
Casio gets it across. Nearly got away from Oyluan as we approach the 2-minute warning of game number 5. Atid sa atin ito ng Outlast Battery. Start agad. Baguio against Lee. Backing him up. Skyros 3 to shoot. Gliding in the air. Baguio gets the turnaround.
It's a decisive move on the part of Cyrus Baguio. No help was forthcoming para dito sa Elasto Painters. Baguio pushes Alaska 7 points ahead.
Oh, but Paul Lee gets the basket dito sa kabilang dulo and a bonus free throw is coming up.
Hindi sila naglalakad para mag-set up ng atake, kontra-atake, quick shot versus another quick trigger on the return play. Alaska, hindi bumipikit. Alaska, atong rain or shine, hindi naman nangangayaw.
Paul Lee continues to be perfect from the free throw line here in the semifinal round. That brings them to within 4 with just over a minute and a half to go. Casio on the attack. Bounces it to Abueva. Patay ang butige sa tira niya. Lee against Casio. Pick from Gabe. They get it to Bo. Swinging it over to Chan. Oyluan pops up a long one. No. Rebound. It is Big Manuel. Coming up on a minute remaining in this game. Azul has Chan right in front of him. Alaska looking to push this lead up to 6. Azul, 3 to shoot. Goes to Abueva. Baseline, Jake. Way short. Lee with the board. Lee surveys. No timeouts either way. They have timeouts remaining. Hindi lang tumatawag ang mga coach. Lee against Abueva for a 3. No! Rebound battle. It ends up with Casio.
Oh,
Big Bo Belga ends up giving up the foul.
the three-point line has not been kind to the Elasto Painters here in the fourth. Yes, they have converted a total of 10 for 30 of their 88 points. That's over 33%. However, they have shot 38 times from the three-point line tonight. But the percentages have not been really that high for the Painters.
That is only the first foul in the last 2 minutes para dito sa Rain or Shine. Next foul will be free throw shooting time. JB almost lost it, but he dribbles away from the trap. JB wasting away the time. 8 seconds to shoot. Azul has 5 to work with. He goes cross court, taken away by Lee. Paul racing down the floor. Goes rebound, binintis ng Rignon. Sorry, miss para dito sa Angas ng Tondo.
Pero ako, nakita ko ron, willing pa rin mag-sprint down ng Alaska upang baka sakali maka-defensive stop. And eventually, that sprint down forced Paul Lee to miss that difficult reverse shot. Probably fatigue, but still, it's the little things for the Alaska Aces.
And it has been both sides shooting blanks. Si Abueva has missed his last 2 field goal attempts, but he takes care of the first free throw.
Grabe yung tiisan ng dalawang coaches na hindi tumawag ng timeouts. They have disallowed themselves from regrouping and mapping out things, leaving the players to make the decisions here in the end game.
It looks like the Alaska Aces will be taking that 3-2 lead into the New Year's break. 0.9 remaining here at the MOA Arena. Game number 6 will be January 4. That's Sunday, 5 p.m. dito rin sa Mall of Asia Arena. 93-88, your final score. The Alaska Aces outlast the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. They battle back from a 19-point hole to pull out the 5-point victory.
And once again, the trend continues. Rain or Shine scores the 100-point mark. Rain or Shine escapes with a win. Alaska keeps them below 90. Alaska comes out with a victory. It's all about defense for Alaska as Rain or Shine finally shot blanks in the final quarter to spell their doom.
93-88, your final score. Once again, the Aces get on the hill in this race to 4. Should be an interesting week, both ways.
Well, itatawid mo sa bagong taon yung panalo. Mararamdaman mo sa pagtawid ng bagong taon yung pagkatalo. But para sa Alaska, they are in a good situation right now. They have put themselves in a perfect situation. Only 1 win away from landing a seat in the finals. But para naman sa Rain or Shine, they've been here before. They know what to do. They have a week to regroup. Be able to push the series into a knockout affair for a a game 7. Could have been Calvin Abueva, could have been Cyrus Baguio. But in the end, we made the decision to just give it to Sanito simply because of his important baskets late here in the fourth. He stayed in the game. He was on course. And he finished an unfinished task because he left the game in Game 4 because of 6 personal fouls. But tonight, he got the job done for the Alaska Aces and he was able to help out Alaska build a 3-2 series advantage.
Napakalaking panalo nito para dito sa Alaska Aces, and that'll do it for us over TV5. Pero for more extensive coverage, tutok na sa www.sports5.ph. Ang ngalan ni Coach Ronnie Magsanov, ni Sel Guevara at sa lahat ng bumubuo ng inyong Sports 5. Mag-umarjo, nagpapasalamat sa inyong panonood. At this has been a Sports 5 production for the last time in 2014 of the Philippine Basketball Association.